Hey, Brian Wilson, Texas Lawhawk. Say FunkyTown Podcast.
FunkyTown Podcast!
What?
FunkyTown Podcast! FunkyTown Podcast!
FunkyTown Podcast?
FunkyTown Podcast!
Gone. Later on, we gon' hit the streets out in a funky town. You can come if you wanna. Good as grown, a rolling stone. We gon' do the thing down in a funky town. You can come if you wanna, yeah. Well, 817 in the stars in heaven, oh, it's the place where I stay and I get down. I stay and I get down, yeah. 817 in the stars in heaven, Lord, it's the place where I stay and I get down. I stay and I get down, yeah. Nights, well, time was right. The water from the ranches are the sweeter kind. And Tony's got on, yeah. The hair is loose, well, look at you. But wait a minute, I am of the same regard. And I'm gonna, yeah. 817 in the stars in heaven, oh, the place where I stay and I get down. I stay and I get down. 817 stars in heaven, Lord, it's the place where I stay and I get down. I stay in a good town now. Day, well, Spencer said we could drop one in down at the motor lounge, and we wanna. The room is gold, the story's told, the soil where I spoiled and I rose again, and I'm thankful, yeah. 817 stars in heaven, oh, it's the place where I stay and I get down. I stay and I get down now. 817 stars in heaven, Lord, it's the place where I stay and I get down. I live in a good town now.
Welcome to FunkyTown Podcast. That was Grady Spencer and The Work, FunkyTown. So if you want to get a song played on the show, you just name it FunkyTown. We'll play it.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every time.
Yeah. Joe's here. Zach's here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
Howdy.
And today's guest is Johnny. Is it Govea?
Govea.
Govea.
Exactly.
All right. And let's say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I had kind of a busy. Did anybody do anything with your fathers today? I don't know.
Yeah, I went to my in-laws today.
The Plano?
Oh, at Calle today. We went to Plano yesterday.
I called and talked to my dad for a little bit.
Yeah.
Same call, talking to my dad.
Yeah.
He usually had a bad back, so he'd call the day off. She's like, nobody come visit me.
Oh, yeah.
But I talked to him. He's doing better.
Yeah, I went out and saw my dad. He ended up in the hospital last week. It was weird. He had he had pneumonia. His feet was. He already has problems with his feet, but his feet were swelling up. And then when he got into the hospital, they said his protein was too high.
Oh no!
I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah, I
but it's like it was over 20,000 or something. But it was something thousand. But it has to be like less than 100 or whatever. So they had to monitor him. I still don't know how you get your protein to be so high. You know.
Powering down muscle.
He doesn't really like it. Yeah. He is kind of buff.
Yeah.
That's a muscle move.
But yeah, it was weird. So he got out Friday, and then so we got to see him on Father's Day. But yeah, my daughter went to Oklahoma on Wednesday for a church retreat kind of thing, and she came back today. I had to go pick her up. That's why we did we're doing the podcast a little bit late because I had to go to Dallas and pick them up from the church there.
The audience doesn't know what time it is.
I know. It's almost and really in this room there is no time. It still feels like it's 7 o'clock. Even
they're listening to the podcast an hour later than they would.
But I got an ice cream maker when I woke up this morning.
Oh,
so I can make
nice.
homemade ice cream. But my daughter called me to tell me that they were on their way. So she calls, the phone rings, and she's like, "Hey, it's late. No, they were leaving. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay, talk to you later." And she hangs up. I'm like, "Huh." I kind of want to be upset that she didn't say Happy Father's Day, but I know that she's kind of, they're getting ready to leave and they're kind of rushed, and she's worried about being late and whatever. So I was like, I'm not going to be too upset, But it wasn't like 5 minutes later. I get this really long note, that starts off, "I hope your old man eyes can read this. It's not too small," And then it goes on. It's a really nice, sweet letter, Father's Day nice note or whatever.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, so it was cool. I think this was. She's always written like little notes or made things or whatever, but I think this is the first year she actually sent me like a text that she actually thought it's it's easier. It is for me, and I'm sure it is for her too, to say things sometimes in text or print than it is to say face to face.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's things that she wouldn't normally say to me that so it was sweet. Here, I'll read it to you guys. I'm just kidding. So, but yeah. So Father's Day. That song, Grady Spencer and the Work, is off of Frequencies Volume 10.
Okay.
So that's not even out yet. I sent
exclusive.
Eric. Yeah.
Nice.
I sent him a message asking if we could play some songs this week.
He said no, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. No, he's like, sure, and I go, just send me 3, and he goes, I'll send you the whole thing. You can pick whatever you want. So I've already got to listen to it. It's good. It's real good.
I feel like that's Eric just being lazy though.
Maybe, but I benefit for it.
I'm still gonna buy the record on the festival.
Yeah, I think it's $5, and the proceeds go to United Way or something.
Yeah.
So, so look forward to that. And the other 2 songs that we're going to have on is also from the album. But the first part I wanted to talk was about Johnny. So, I first met you only after I'd heard of the paper.
Right.
And it's En La Callè.
That's you said it right.
Okay. I know it means in the street, right?
It's been called several different things. It's been called En La Callè, En La Callè, on the street.
I always forget that the double L. See, at first I didn't realize it was Spanish.
Right.
And I always forget that the double L's is a Y.
Right.
Because I thought it was polo. I didn't know it was polio. I didn't,
like when I was going for like a type of style for the magazine and giving it a name, I kind of wanted something that was kind of foreign, like something you could see on the streets of like Barcelona or Spain, like German, something that you could like see and be like, "Oh, that's different. Like, what is that?" But yeah, it's been doing well. Been at it for like 3 years already.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I remember our first issue was kind of like we did that first Fortress Fest, and then we had Sammy Kidd and that cassette culture thing that was going around.
Yeah, he did that show.
Yeah, the Brain.
And the Brainhole Fest.
Yeah,
that was a while, but yeah, that was rad.
Yeah, that just came up in a memory on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It was a fun show. I mean, I've been meeting lots of new people, learning more about the music scene and stuff. It's like whole purpose of the magazine is to publicize, underground artists, try to get them name on the street, whatnot. So we have a new issue coming out this soon. I mean, I guess when people hear the podcast, they'll probably be out already. Front cover, we got Vandaliers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got a really extensive interview with them. A couple other things. Like, wait till you see the paper. It's all online and stuff.
So whenever you interview bands, do you just go to where they are, where they record or whatever, and just sit down and talk to them?
Sometimes. Most of the time, it's just through, like, sometimes even through text message, but most of the time I just give a phone call and record on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And, like, go from there and rewrite the script or whatever, and ask them questions and stuff. That's kind of how it went with the last issue with George Richardson. Called him up, and we had a good conversation, and it was just pretty much how it goes. If in-person stuff is kind of sort of like not really how it goes about. It's like people. It's just harder to get.
No, I guess that makes sense. I just never always imagined that the journalists go to someone's house or someone's office. You know, like like they do on TV, and they sit down in front of them and put like a little tape recorder on the desk and be like, "Okay, you ready to start?" And they, and I guess that does happen sometimes.
Still happens,
but
sure.
but yeah, it does make way more sense that, hey, can I call you between 7 and 8? And you're like, yeah, no problem at all. And then you just schedule a time and call them and talk.
Well, I try doing that, but sometimes we're at a venue and it's loud.
Yeah,
like it's the only time they can talk to them. So it's like people are talking over us and stuff. So like the rest of the time, like it's pretty much over the phone. But people appreciate it. It's nice. Works.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, do you do all the photography?
Not all of it. We get the Waffles Weekly thing in there. So Waffles Weekly is not in this latest issue because she was on tour with a band going across the north, all across the country with them. So she was kind of busy. So no Waffles Weekly for this issue. But like the rest of the stuff, like it's been from, we got Big Heaven on there. Mandy talked with her a bit, and see who else. We've got a lot of interesting bands besides that. I want to keep it a surprise, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it, yeah.
Now, as far as the actual publication of it, how do you do it? Do you do it out of your house? Do you have to take it somewhere?
I know, I do it at my house.
Yeah?
So I just did the layout for this month just before I came over here. And looks good. So we have some writers that I should shout out to. Forrest Cook. He writes for Dying Scene, it's an online punk rock magazine.
Okay.
So he writes for them, and he writes for us. And he's a pretty hardcore punk rocker when he plays in his band Dalai Lamas. But like he knows a lot of facts and interesting facts about music in the punk rock genre. And see, we also have like Waffles. Like she does the Dallas Beat. She takes photos, writes blurbs. Neil McAllister was helping out for a little bit, and Caleb Stanislaw from Deep Sleepers. But yeah, it's working its way. We're a bit late for this publication, but yeah, we had to save our funds to get it out. It's cool. Yeah, it should be out this coming weekend, I guess.
So is it a labor of love, or do you make a little bit of money from it? You know what I mean?
I do make some money, but that's just to pay rent. You know?
Yeah.
Most of the time, it pays for itself. We've got some good ads coming in from like Miller and some local venues, but I really haven't tried to go out and do that because it really does pay for itself. And I do other work from other publications, so that pays for stuff too. And it's like photography stuff. I go out and take photos, and we'll like, pitch the photos to a band and see if they want them, and send me some money, and just like edit them and make it work.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's fun too. Like just going out and like shooting photos, like, you get to meet so many interesting people in the Fort Worth scene. It's kind of like, oh wow, yeah, they know me from like hiding. I'm like, oh well, that's cool. It's like, well, I took your photo today. Yeah.
Did you go out to the Pride Fest?
No,
yesterday?
I missed that. I saw some highlights from Facebook, like Tony Green stuff. Yeah, man, that looked awesome. I know. See, Sally Rohde probably went to that. I'm sure she's going to cover that in Pirate. But yeah. Besides that, yeah, I do that pirate thing. I'm on a break right now, kind of like just seeing what I want to do with that.
What's the pirate show? Is it the Ticket Stubs?
It's the Ticket Stubs,
okay.
Yeah. So we're taking a break from that, but we're going to get back on it here soon. Just because, like, it's just so overwhelming. I try to get to all these shows at once, and it's like I can't be too busy at once also.
Yeah.
So it's fun, though.
Is it a review show?
It's pretty much a show review show.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just kind of like telling you what's coming up. It's
right,
like what you've been to.
Yeah. the past couple weeks kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and Chas Cook helps out with that too. We did have Jim Valet help out, but didn't really work out too well. So like we had Chas going in there, and so yeah, we do the little radio show that we do. It's fun.
It is fun.
Oh.
You know, I've been on I wanted to say the Matthew Show, but it's not called the Matthew Show.
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
Barbershop.
The Barbershop, yeah.
You know, have you been on his show?
I haven't been on his
Oh,
show
yeah,
yet. I support it though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fun show. It needs
That
to
was a
be
fun
an
show.
hour though. I hate that it's only half an hour.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it
wow.
goes by so quick.
I think they had one that was an hour.
Seriously.
Oh, did they?
It seems like maybe that was a dream that I had. But for some reason I was thinking they changed it to an hour.
I dream about
They,
that.
they
too.
may
they
have.
have-
I haven't listened to the past two, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
Ticket Stubs is just about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's just
not
a quick
that
little.
great. Yeah, it's a quick review.
It's like Susie's thing that she does.
Right on.
You
Yeah.
know, she does her little. Well, she does the upcoming stuff. She's like, everybody, this is Susie, and you can see this band play on Thursday. She does Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Does she still do that?
I think so. I don't know.
She hasn't mentioned it in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
But I listen, and it seems like I still hear it.
Maybe they're just playing old ones.
Yeah, that, or maybe I'm just again dreaming. You know.
Yeah.
About,
Oh, wow.
But
You dream about the
It
city.
happens sometimes.
I do dream about the city. I love it so much that I can't.
Oh,
help
I
it.
got a new shirt.
I know. It's Fort
Oh,
Worth,
Fort
Texas.
Fort Worth.
Yeah, I
That's
got this
nice.
at the. For all the listeners, it has sparkles and rainbows. It's got a laser on the back. I
My
got
cat
it
is
at
chasing a
the
laser right now.
yeah the rodeo off of it's like a rodeo store off of
Oh.
Sundance Square.
Oh,
Really
okay.
neat
I haven't
store
heard
that's
about
all
that.
about Fort Worth and Texas, but all about Fort Worth too. It's really neat little
cool.
store. We went in there just so we can get our parking validated. We ended up spending $40.
Yeah. Did they have patches?
I think they do
bet
have
they do.
patches.
There's that cool place on
cool.
Magnolia that you
Mm-hmm.
sent me to. What it was called?
Oh my God, I'm wearing one of their hats. Right
Yeah,
now.
it's a Fort Worth local store. and
Oh, that's
on
what it's
Magnolia.
called. Fort Worth Locals.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, Fort Worth locals. Or something. Yeah,
I've heard of that.
yeah, but they have hats, they have patches, they have shirts, they have
I've got
pencils, and
two of their hats.
yeah, it's a cool little store too. I
And
thought
they-
maybe you got it
Amanda's got a
there
few of their
because it looks like
t-shirts.
something they would sell there.
Mm.
That's too cool.
Yeah. So, did you grow up in the city?
I did. I grew up in Fort Worth. So, and then moved around a bit. Not in the city too much, suburbs area.
Yeah.
Grew up in there. Went to Catholic school, all this stuff like that. High school in Nolan. But yeah, I wasn't really too much in the scene growing up, but I would go to like punk rock shows that were around Fort Worth. Like they originally had like, I remember years ago, it was Joel Biafra was doing a speaking session, or
Really?
a spoken
Oh,
word
nice.
session. I went there and I was like, kind of floored. But most of the time, like going to shows, I was going to like punk rock shows in Deep Ellum, traveling there and just seeing bands that are just getting new and bands that I heard before. As for local stuff, I really regret not seeing more local stuff. I mean, there was so much cool stuff going on, and like I did go like the Warehouse for shows in 1990 Hemp Hill. But now it's just so different. Like the Rec Room, I went to a couple shows, and the Grotto, the Cellar, stuff like that. I hung out around there. But like just the whole idea.
Whoa.
Cued in. Like whole idea of like going out to shows was kind of like different for me, like seeing local bands. It's like, and I kind of get that from people that really don't go to local shows and know much about the scene.
Well, because most people don't.
I know.
You know, I mean, it's
I
really
don't
it's a
get it.
very small
Yeah.
percentage. It seems like everybody does it because we live right here, and
I know, right?
but yeah, it's like no. You walk outside of this little bubble, and it's like nobody has
no.
any clue what's going on.
At the same time, it's like a community kind of thing.
Yeah,
But like then there's like you go to 7th Street and like everybody's Tissue Kids, fun time, like Public Street Bar, the Varsity or whatever. That's fun too. It's just too overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go and see a show like
Mhm.
over at Mass or like,
So what
shipping
got
and
you?
receiving.
So what got you into this local scene? Like,
So like I had the paper going, and it was part of another publication, and the one that I work for now. It was called Nuestra Voz de North Texas. It's like a Latino magazine that supports like Latin culture and whatnot. So they hit me up and were like, yeah, so you're doing a layout for us. You want to come up with your own section, like an entertainment section? I was like, oh, I can try. So that's how kind of like where En La Callè came about. That was the whole section of
that's
that
cool.
magazine.
Oh, interesting.
And we did a touring band called Piñata Protest.
I've heard of that.
I've
San
played with them
Antonio.
before.
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome.
They're pretty fun. So that was my first front page for them in a section of Nuestra Voz. But as it went on, I was like, this is kind of fun. I mean, nobody's really doing this. We got Fort Worth Weekly. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love Fort Worth Weekly. But I was like, what about all these underground bands that I'm checking out recently? Like, how are they going to get any, like, their foot in the door or at all, like, for the local scene? So it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I'll just make a paper out of it.
That's cool.
And it happened. It was kind of close to gone for, like, the 3 years, like I said. But
And then you start doing it, you just start learning about one band.
right.
Other bands
I
or
learned,
whatever,
yeah. I mean, I'm not a veteran in the scene or anything like that, but, like, I do learn a lot more every time I go out in bands. I mean, there's a lot of good talent after all. Like, there's just so many good. Fantamello is, like, breaking, like, some ground, and a lot of other bands, and people are getting on labels now, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Is there, well, I was trying to think of, is there a part of town where, so I mean, like, there's mariachi bands and like that, but is there, like, local Mexican
There is
alternative rock music or whatever, like garage band or that kind of stuff?
I can totally say that. Yeah. Well, there's what I've learned. There's this band called Fuera de Servicio. They're a punk rock band that's totally Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their own tunes. I've been meaning to listen to more of them, but I saw them live one time, and they played lots of Misfits covers, but they played them in Spanish.
Really, that's cool.
Like, the lyrics were in Spanish. It was pretty cool. And they played that set over at Tim Panther a while back, and it's kind of poppy punk, but they sported like Bouncing Souls T-shirts, and they were playing but they're like pretty hardcore. And I talked to them a bit, and they're like, yeah, we're Fuera de Servicio, local Hispanic punk band. That's
cool.
So they're making their name in the scene. And there's not really too many of that bands that are Hispanic that play punk, but there are. Most of the time, you'll see like hip hop groups or DJs or people that play house music.
Okay, so that's where the
seems like what it is. But there are still punk bands. I mean, from Northside, Fort Worth, and the Hood and stuff. They play music. I'm trying to find more though. I know they're out there.
Yeah, I was wondering what kind of local Latin music the Fort Worth Weekly misses on their weekly awards.
Well,
if there's any.
Most of it probably.
Well, I'm sure all of it, but I mean, is there a scene or something like that?
There is
that kind
Latin
of
Express. They rule the North Side, Fort Worth. Latin Express is a band with veteran Tejano artists that come together. They played the Grotto one time, and I went to that. And like the scene for the Grotto is kind of like, maybe not too much Tejano music, but when they started playing, they brought their own crowd.
Sure.
So it was kind of like, it's like polka kind of Tejano stuff. But Latin Express has been around for a really long time. I did cover them for when En La Callè was in the Hispanic publication Nuestra Voz. So I covered them and went and talked to a lead singer who kind of the name blanks out for a bit, but yeah, he's great. He has a recording studio. He's got a whole music store up in Northside. Teaches music, stuff like that. I'm trying to remember his name though. It's just blanked out. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's the singer for Latin Express.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's cool. Yeah, because it's not part of that's a whole other scene.
It really is.
That wouldn't even know how to get into.
Right.
I mean, I don't speak Spanish, so
it'd
be weird for me to go probably to some of the. I mean, not at the Grotto, but to like just go into Northside because I've often. I think it's just the explorer in me where I want to go places where I'm not. It's not that I'm not supposed to go. It's just that wouldn't normally go. It would be weird if So like I'll drive down like Maine or something and I'll see some of these really cool like sports bars or whatever, and it's just packed full of people, and you hear the kind of polka music coming out of it or whatever, and it's like I really want to go in there and check out what's going on inside that bar. The same thing with the other parts of town too, where it's like you see bars where it's like I'm a little too nervous to go in that bar. Biker bars is the same way.
Oh, well, I'm the same way too.
You have like a 1,000 bikes in the front yard, and all these guys hanging out the back with their leather jackets and big beers and stuff. And it's like, I want to go in there, but I'm also a little bit nervous to go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me too. That's all. Well, that's everybody.
Sure.
It's like a community that they have up there. Like everybody knows each other. And like some outsider comes in, you're like, hey, don't mind me. It's here for the music.
I just want to watch.
Yeah.
Watch what? I don't know. I just wanted to see what was cool, what was going on here.
Right.
Because I always expect maybe with the biker bars for a big bar fight to break out.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. Still, you gotta be careful going out. But I doubt that happens. So.
Oh, it doesn't happen. They're all just having, drinks and good. I don't think they're any different than any other bars.
I mean,
well,
but yeah, probably.
We heard a story about a bar fight. Who was that was telling us a story about the bar fight? It was on the podcast. Oh, it was. Well,
there was that. And I've heard
it was
of
War
the
Party.
Oh yeah,
wow.
the bar fight at Double Wide.
Double Wide. Where they turned into a full-on bar fight. I imagine chairs being thrown and all that kind of stuff, like you see in the movies. But,
yeah.
So it does happen.
I could definitely picture a brawl at the Double Wide.
Okay.
But I remember once when I was.
They're almost asking for it.
I was in the Navy, and we were stationed in Concord, which is right outside of San Francisco, Oakland, and some guys on the boat wanted to take me to a reggae club. It was a couple of black guys, and I went there, and it was me and another friend, but we were the only two white guys in this whole club, and it's like we had the best time, but it's like all the girls wanted to dance with us. I mean, they would just take turns. As soon as you get finished dancing with one, come here, honey, white boy, come here. It's just
awesome.
like, okay, it was just like it was the best time, ever. And we knew people that were there, I didn't just, but I've always been like, I want to do that again, but I can't just stumble into a reggae bar and. Ladies, the white chocolate's here.
That sounds awesome.
Well, especially you were 18 or
I was 20, 21, 22.
Yeah,
I was young.
Nice.
Those are my glory years,
Oh, your glory years are still ahead of you, Jeff.
I think so.
I think so.
You can still walk into a reggae club and dance with some chicks.
I think you could.
Maybe.
Get a babysitter, bring your wife.
That would ruin the whole thing.
Oh, no, I think it would probably make it better.
Yeah.
Oh. That's cool.
I don't think girls ask you to dance when your wife's standing next to you.
Oh, yeah.
But guys will ask your wife to dance.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a hard
Even though I'm standing right next to them. These guys are dicks.
Yep.
Shoo them off.
But that's I've always I like the city. I've always liked this city where I was talking to somebody today because of the cowboys and culture kind of atmosphere where it's like there's still that kind of rednecky southern, not mean that in a bad way, but just kind of country slower pace, where Dallas seems so fast and kind of pretentious and stuff. But we also have some of the pretentious stuff like really great museums and zoos and music and but I really like all the different types of culture around town. And,
there is,
yeah.
And how they make it. And I like living over here because I've been introduced to like Modelo's become one of my favorite beers. And I only got it because it was cheap and it wasn't, and I was like, this is actually really good beer.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
I drink Modelo a lot.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't get Modelo when I was in Hearst or Lake Worth or maybe now. I think it's actually kind of spread it out. And I see it a lot more places than I used to.
More expensive now too.
Is it getting more expensive?
Is true. Yeah. People have found out about it and like, well, let's just charge more for this.
Yeah, because I like it better than any of the other imported like Dos Equis or Corona or any of those.
Yeah,
I like.
me too.
Well, Tecate is not too bad, but it's
You don't see
quite
Tecate out quite as much.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like.
I feel like the
You really
Tecate
don't.
is the Mexican equivalent of Natty Light.
You think so?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you're
That's
right
just how
about
I've
that.
always imagined it.
Oh yeah. Tecate is, I mean, if you get it the right way, you'll get a lime and some salt with it at
Oh,
a
yeah.
restaurant or something.
You gotta get
They'll
it dressed.
get it dressed, and it's just one of those beers that if you go to like a cultural Latin restaurant, and they'll say you just order a Tecate, and they'll serve it to you with a lime and
Right.
some salt in there, and but not too much really, like for other areas. But that's how you drink it, I guess.
Yeah. The little I keep looking at the cups that have like it's a gelato.
Gelato?
Yeah.
The cheladas.
Are those-
Gelato.
that seems-
Those are different. I honestly couldn't tell you what the difference with chelada tomato sauce. It's
Well, so they use clamato juice.
right, clamato.
So it's like tomato and clam juice.
Yeah. With beer.
It's not my thing. I like red beers with just tomato juice and beer.
Okay.
But this is clamato.
I like
clam,
clamato.
tomato, and beer.
And you really
That's
don't want
how-
to
that's
buy
how
it
you
from a
want it
service
is.
station, like in those cans.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you can, but
Yeah.
like you can go like to like Mexican restaurant or a Mexican bar.
Yeah,
and
you
they'll
get a
serve
better
it.
version of it for
Right,
sure.
yeah, the scratch version.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
No, I'm trying to come out of my shell. I've always been nervous about trying like new things when it comes to food and drinks.
I'd recommend it. Get one of those cups and
Yeah.
get a
To
big
Clamato.
Modelo and pour it in there.
We
One
should do it
time
on
I
the-
got
on
food
the
poisoning
podcast.
from drinking
We can
beer from a
definitely-
gas station.
Oh,
gosh.
I remember
Oh,
that.
no, that's not good.
There was the one over here too on Hemp Hill.
It was the corner of. Oh, should I blow up their spot? They sold me food poison beer. It was the corner of Rosedale, and it wasn't Hemp Hill.
The
It
7-Eleven.
was the first road you turn right on when you come from 30,
Oh gosh.
and you exit Rosedale.
Oh, like around Maine. I
Um,
think it's Maine.
Is it Maine?
Because it's going up to Maine and South Side. That little.
That little
no,
corner
no,
store.
Oh.
no. West, way west of that, the other side.
Forest Hill.
Forest Hill.
Park.
Forest
Yeah,
Park,
Forest
yeah.
Park.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
The gas station where the big medical is still for lease.
yeah.
The gas station right next to it. They sold me expired beer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
Oh, no.
expired, but
It
it
was
was food poison.
It was a happy hand
Jeez.
practice, and Zach took like I drank like half of it like real fast, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's like had to run to the bathroom.
Oh no.
And then he's like, "Oh, maybe it was that one." Grabs the second one.
Yeah, I thought it may have been that one, and the second one was nasty, so
Oh,
I
no.
took one sip and threw it away.
But
and
you couldn't like smell anything. I mean,
No,
it didn't smell
it's,
skunky or
and
weird.
I'm pretty sure I looked and it wasn't expired,
Yeah.
and so it was just bad beer.
Did you drink half of it, Joe? And you said you were fine.
No, I didn't touch it.
Oh,
No. I saw Zach get sick. I think I smelled it, but it didn't smell weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that stuff.
I didn't know beer could go bad.
Oh,
What?
I mean,
If they,
Apparently so.
I think if it was
depends.
cold and they let it get hot and then they
Right.
chilled it again.
And let it get
I
hot.
drank beer like that in college though, and
pretty
didn't get as
shady.
violently ill as you thought.
Yeah.
I know it's that beer that you take camping, you throw it in the cooler,
Yeah.
and it sits on your patio for a week, and you bring it back inside and put it in the refrigerator.
We've drank beer like that on this podcast, and you didn't know it.
No, I'm saying I'm sure.
I
that's-
think we're okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
There are some shady convenience stores, though. You gotta be careful about.
I like
it.
the shady convenience stores.
Oh,
I do
too.
too. They
But
have
I-
the coldest beer, but still.
I like the people that work there.
Yeah.
Just they didn't do their
Yeah.
whatever they did to that beer.
I wonder what's going on with the machines, with the gambling machines. Are they actually gambling?
Oh,
Are they-
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's,
You
'Cause-
can I think you can cash it in for store credit.
Oh.
I didn't know.
I don't
that.
know. They frequently get in trouble. For,
I know. I
for
mean, there
those
has to be
machines.
these places. They all have them, and there's people in there all the time. And these people don't look like that they can afford to be gambling. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to judge, but they, you know,
No,
and it's
I've
like,
had
what
it-
are they doing in
yeah.
here? They're spending money on this.
They're just
machine.
having a good time trying to make a couple dollars, I guess. I don't know. I have a friend that goes to those every once in a while. He's kind of crazy guy, but yeah, they'll just go to convenience stores and say, yeah, we're gonna play slots. And it's like put money in, and but there's like certain areas, really shady areas, where it'll just all be slot machines in some hidden town or something, and people are playing the machines, and it's
Well,
only illegal.
Well, then one on
Totally
Rosedale,
illegal.
right by that where you turn right on Main South Side. There's that building. It's a game room.
Oh,
Right,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
And that,
Do you remember that short-lived head shop off of Arlington and 8th, right by my house, or right down the
I
street
never
from
went
here?
there.
I went in there
yeah.
once, and the lady told me that they had like some gambling machines in the back or whatever, and they had their license for it or whatever. She went out of her way to say that. Not a week later, I'm driving by, and there's like 15 cop cars,
Oh,
and
no.
the big van and everything parked outside. And they hauled everybody out of there, arrested every person in that place,
No
hauled
way.
off all the machines. And I was pissed because I needed a battery for there, and they were closed.
No,
That
Everybody's
place is
getting arrested.
Forever for lease.
I know. I think it's cursed.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was that where the subway was?
That's where the subway was.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That K Donuts has been there for a long time.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, some of these stores, it's like I don't know
Neighborhood
what they, I don't know what they have. And you could buy grinders and all kinds of different paraphernalia. And,
Right.
you know,
Straight up meth pipes.
those are the ones I like.
God.
Yeah. Well, and see, some of the stuff, I'm naive enough to where it's like, I don't realize that some of this stuff is even paraphernalia. Like the little roses that come in the glass thing. That's not just something you give to your girlfriend because you want to be sweet and you're like, got a little rose in a glass thing. You use that for smoking drugs. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I think I bought it and gave it to a girlfriend. She's like, "Why are you giving me a crack pipe?" I'm like, "It's a rose with a."
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I learned that from a friend in high school.
Same.
Oh, really?
We had our friends in high school like, you know that rose they sell at the convenience stores. It's like, that's not for roses.
Yeah. Well, he was using it.
So that's something I would see at my grandmother's house. You know, Southern grandmother. I mean, that's like, they didn't have a flower in a glass.
Well, that's the gimmick, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Drug paraphernalia. Give me a rose stem.
But how much do cops have
that.
to be on top of this kind of stuff? Because cops are just regular dudes like all the rest of us. They don't have like this training with all this new stuff that's coming out or whatever.
No, they do have training with all the new stuff that's coming out. They keep up.
They have.
I mean, they're
really
probably a little behind, but they keep
But like
up generally.
that's the whole gimmick. Like
I wonder,
you
like
can't
these,
illegal
like these cans that have like the little false bottom. It's like a Coke can that has a false bottom.
Oh
Cops-
yeah,
cops
that
know about those.
paraphernalia stuff.
It looks like a Coke can.
They
Or
will
the
straight search your car.
They have a cigarette. they have one that goes in the cigarette lighter.
They know about all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
When I got in trouble in high school, just from my parents, they busted me. But my mom was good friends with the chief of police.
Oh wow.
And so he told her like everywhere to look, and fucking sure as shit she found everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have our stories. But
Yeah, some of that stuff is pretty clever. I'm like, that's pretty good stuff. It's like, you know,
I promise they know about it.
I hid stuff behind in the backs of radios.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the places
Top
he
the
told
back
her
of
to
the radio.
look.
we got pretty creative.
I never got caught with it. I was the golden child, so they didn't want to
You
look.
skated under the radar. I paved the way for my sister.
the one time
Oh yeah, my brother and sister. They're like, oh, they're the bad kids. They're the ones. Zach's he's an angel. He wouldn't touch anything.
So you got away with a lot.
Yeah, so I just hit it a little bit better than them. I learned from their mistakes.
Oh boy.
The one time I got arrested, I had a warrant out, and so when they pulled me over for my registration being out or something, which I didn't even realize it was out, because I don't drive with registration out, especially if I know I have a warrant. But regardless, I got pulled over, and then they searched my car, and when they did, they found a pill bottle with my wife's name on it. And it had weed in it, and I swear to God, I didn't even know that was in there. You know, I'm like, look, I go, it's mine. I go, no, because she was with me. I go, I know it's got her name on it, but I put that in there. I just forgot that it was here. I'm not gonna let her go down for that, you know. And I was like, it's mine, you know. But I was sitting there going, where the fuck did they find that? I didn't even know that was in here. I had no idea it was. But what I did have in there was my dugout, and it was above my visor. You know, and they come back and he asked me, goes, do you have anything else? And I was like, I have a little bit of stuff in my little change pocket, you know, in case I ran out of my dugout. I had a little bit extra. So
weed stashed on.
well, I knew about that one, and so I told him, I'm like, I'm already going to jail. So I told him, I go, I have some in my pocket, and so he finds it. And he goes, is there anything else? And they searched my truck, and I go, there's my visor, and he pulls out my visor, and it just falls. I'm like, how did they not find that?
Oh wow. You
know,
I'm gonna just hide it in the visor from now on.
No, the cool thing was when I got my truck back, they left it in the truck. They didn't even take it away.
With the weed in it still?
No, because that's what I'm saying. It was almost empty. That's why I had some stuff in my pocket. You know, because I was going to put that in there later. I just hadn't done it yet. I think
that's not cool that you got arrested. That you got like searched for nothing. Like just for.
Well, I was getting arrested. Well, because you have to back up a couple years before that. Me and a friend were smoking pot behind our job, and some off-duty cops saw us, and they came around. And when they did, they found acid on me. And because I had bought acid with my friend, and I was at his house, and we got really high, and I was like, I don't want to drive home with this acid, man. I have a feeling I'm gonna get pulled over, you know. So I was really stoned. So I drove home without the acid, and then he brought it to me at work the next day, and I put it in my pocket. And then we went out back and were smoking pot. So they found. It was on sweet tarts. We just had drops on top of sweet tarts, whatever. And he's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's just candy." He's like, "Why is it in foil?" I'm like, I only had a few left. I didn't want to get lint on it. What are these little black dots on there, or these little darker dots? I'm like, I don't know, man.
You were totally,
you know.
Yeah,
and so,
tried.
anyways, they're like, "We're going to take this." I didn't get arrested. They're like, we're going to take it and test it. And if there's anything illegal about it, we're going to come and get you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And they did, and it went to warrant. And and they never came and got me until one day I got pulled over, and they're like, you have a warrant for felony, a possession of a narcotic or whatever. So that's why they searched my car. Because I mean, maybe they weren't supposed to. I don't know, but I was already getting arrested for.
Once they
How long
arrest
ago?
you, they can do.
This
whatever.
was God,
Years ago, I'm
15,
sure.
16, 17, 18 years ago. My
Oh,
daughter's
wow.
15 or 15, and it was well before. It was before I even got married. We were going to see the preacher about doing our vows and stuff and meeting with the preacher. That's what we were going to when we got pulled over and arrested. She got arrested too because she had parking tickets. She didn't speeding tickets. She didn't pay for or something.
Lesson
Yeah,
learned.
it was a bad night. So that was one of the last times I've never done hallucinogenics since then. You know.
Well,
So,
I can't.
anyways,
Cool. Thanks for starting.
I'm just saying it's just crazy that they
That's
didn't.
a crazy story,
They didn't find my dugout, which was like the most obvious thing. I kind of get the cellophane weed in my pocket, and they didn't find, but I don't know how they didn't come across that when they found that bottle of weed that I didn't even know I had.
Did you ask him where it was?
It's under the seat or something. I don't know.
Growing up, I've gotten in some trouble too, but I don't know how I got out of it. There's been instances where I've gotten pulled over and like played it off, like, okay, you're free to go, and I'm like, damn, just like not okay to be free to go.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
You're just thankful you are. And
it's like run the stop sign without caring, going to IHOP and just under the influence of many things. And like held my breath until I came back. The cop came back to my car, gave me my license, and been like, "Thank you, officer." So just took off so many times. I mean, I've
So
learned my
scary.
lesson. Though.
Yeah.
No, we've all done stupid shit when we were younger.
For sure.
There's many times I should have been killed or killed somebody or arrested you know.
Yeah.
So on a happy note, we'll go to 88 Killa and him driving in his Beamer. So yeah, this is a song off of the Frequency 10 album by 88 Killer, and it is called Beamer.
Cool.
Cartel Kush.
Yeah, it's 88 though. Yeah, it's the Hewlett Mall legend. Live out of 81G. It's important that they see me in that black Beamer cruising, twisting my fingers, jamming out to my music. It's important that they see me twist my fingers, rep the town. Everywhere I go, I'm standing 10 toes down. Every day I wake and pray for the devil that he made. Not a fringe upon my right, turn back on chicks and stack my pay. See, I ride around with the big old knot and a big old cock. No need for the Glock, cause I'm good on every single block. When they see me, these girls screaming fire. On TV screens, my singles drop like heels and flip that block. The tick or talk and rich my stunt like the long hand on your wrist or watch. Yeah, they can't stop my shine, no. Tryna get rich like Lionel. Bet witness like I'm on trial, ho. If you gon' get this, you have to buy those. Got swag for sale plus shipping. That's hand in hand if you local. I'm speaking code if you missed it. You ain't get it, you ain't supposed to. Them guns sing like Ronnie Hart, or we can dance like Leon Bridges. I spit gifted in this rhyming art. Simply put, I'm built different. Damn right, I take it serious. I'm talking like it's just you and me. Speaking for my homies after that don't hang in no breweries. It's all good and you're cool to me, but it's real out here. I'm schooling G's. Life or death when you moving free. Move with speed when you move with me. It's important that they see me in that black Beamer cruising, twisting my fingers, jamming out to my music. It's important that they see me twist my fingers, rep the town. Everywhere I'm going, standing 10 toes down. It's important that they see me in that black Beamer cruising, twisting my fingers, jamming out to my music. It's important that they see me twist my fingers, rep the town. Everywhere I'm going, standing 10 toes down. I gave them hope when they needed it. They gave me beef and I seasoned it. My music hit cause they believe in it. So a hate or something I can't reason with. I spit real life cause I realize the streets is known to be real tripe. I'm from a real tribe, RP fight. Dogging me and I will fight. I teach on beat cause they don't learn in schools. Play the game like you ain't heard the rules. Learn to move amongst fools who never paid dues but will pay for views. I ain't do nothing but stay cool. I ain't lie before they choose. I'm accountable for that man in the mirror that gotta grind while they snooze. Every time they see me, it's important that they see the crown. King all over, I survey, but I broadcast from FunkyTown. Load the drum, 100 rounds. Free my dogs from the pound. A marathon continues. Pray to Nipsey, hope we done them proud. Gotta change my address cause the streets won't let us make it out. Long as my name live amongst these beasts, they'll never take me out. Research about me, homie, yeah, I'm super thorough certified. If you hear him hating on my name, then you heard a lot. It's important that they see me in that black Beamer cruising, twisting my fingers, jamming out to my my music. It's important that they see me twist my fingers, rep the town. Everywhere I'm going, I'm standing 10 toes down. It's important that they see me in that black Beamer cruising, twisting my fingers, jamming out to my music. It's important that they see me twist my fingers, rep the town. Everywhere I'm going, I'm standing 10 toes down.
All right, and welcome back to the FunkyTown podcast. That was Beamer by 88 Killa. I heard about him from a good friend of ours, Jamal Spears. Thank you for getting us in the know. And also thank you, Eric, for sending these tracks over to us. You can pick up all of these tracks at the Fort Worth Weekly Music Awards Festival Showcase, where all the different bands will be playing. It'll be a really great thing. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but I just want to say, if you want to tell us anything, any bands that you're excited about hearing at the showcase, any questions you have for Johnny after he leaves here, and you hear this podcast, email us at funkytownpodcast@gmail.com. It's a great thing to do, and it's really nice. It'll make me feel better. Do we have any emails from last week?
There's a Wii transfer from Joe.
No, guys, I'm really disappointed that we don't have any emails. So come on over and send them. It's real easy. All you gotta do is type it up and send it on over.
Oh, we've got a YouTube, a Podbean,
a new follower
tools, and
I think the JJTM went live on Tuesday.
Oh, we have a YouTube copyright claim against
us.
Yeah. Hang on,
we're getting a lot.
Speaking of which, I'm kind of upset with Marlon. I don't know if you guys heard or not, but it's like he sent the Jerry Jonestown Massacre an email, and it was the exact same email that he sent us, word for word. The whole thing, voting for Matt Thomas as the best local drummer. Joe Tacky owes me tacos.
Oh man,
it's true.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of shitty.
Okay.
Usually he would write us. He was clever enough to write us an email, maybe write them a different email, but he actually used the same emails over two shows.
Maybe he was just having a bad day. He got quick and wild with the copy and paste.
Well, yeah.
Quick and loose.
But we did get it first and read it first, so that's cool.
Well, thank you, Marlon, but also fuck you, Marlon.
That's all I was saying. It's all about a balance.
This would be a perfect
time
for
heated
Marlon's theme song if my new monitor wasn't so small. I couldn't see which one it is.
Oh my gosh. This is for you, Marlon.
Sorry, I'm working with a new template.
Yeah,
I made a new podcast template today.
That's like
all our levels dialed in.
Our mating call. So Marlon, send us an email. We need it.
That was rad.
I did want to. I don't have this list either. I'll have to ask Joe to go over some of the bands that are on the frequencies.
Oh, surely.
Okay.
Because I know that we have Grady Spencer and the Work. Then we have 88 Killa. I know Devi's on there.
Okay.
Vogue Machine.
Vogue Machine's on there. Vodeo's on there.
Cool.
Let's see who else I can remember.
I'm trying to open up.
I'm just agreeing.
Stone Machine Electric is on there.
Okay.
They have a 20-minute track.
Oh, really? Is that true?
Ansley's
on there.
Queen of the Scene is on there.
Queen of the Scene, yeah, Ansley.
Chillamundo, Devi, Grady Spencer, Izzy Jeffrey.
Oh, Izzy.
Oh,
yeah,
Izzy's
on there.
Mind Spiders.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I
right.
like them.
Nam,
Namen.
Namen,
yeah.
Oh, right on.
Nah, man.
Nice Major. The old Poly Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and our friend of the podcast, Riker Hall.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Riker Hall's on there.
pretty
Stone
good.
Machine Electric, Vodeo, and Vogue Machine.
Vogue Machine.
Right on.
Was it
Yeah.
you, Jeff, that made the joke about Vogue Machine Electric last time?
Maybe.
I dig them. I really like Vogue.
Sounds like me. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They put out some good music.
Yeah, just try to get into
synth
them.
pop stuff.
Them and
Saw
Debbie
them
both.
Debbie, well, yeah. Debbie and they had diamonds at that one show, and Debbie debuted her music video. It's 2 weeks back, or a couple weeks back.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool the more bands are doing that. I know Ansley did that too.
Okay.
And the Garage Barrage did that on their show a few weeks ago. That he issued that. But yeah, like whenever you have like a new video and then you have a show it at your show first, and then you can put it up on YouTube the next day.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really neat.
Well, Debbie's doing a lot of that, and she, like, at the show, she even had a toast with champagne. She said, you know, every time we release a video, we're at a venue, like, we always toast with champagne. So, like, who's at the bar getting champagne and stuff. It's cool.
It's cool.
And it was a fun show, too. She really does well on stage, but, yeah. It's Debbie, though.
Yeah, she's a good performer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, one of the so I won't get too long into this, but I watch a lot of fishing videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
really.
So one of the guys are buddies. And they did a video a couple years ago called Never Stop Tour, where they go to Canada and they make a video the whole time. You know, and it's like I think it was like 8 different videos. You know, like 20 minutes each, all run together. Or you know, they would release one day at a time, and it was on their whole trip, and it was really fun to watch, and it was produced really well. It was really cool. Anyways, they just did a Never Stop Tour 2. They just got back from it, and they're so a bunch of these guys, they have a group, they're called the Googans or whatever, and they bought a warehouse in Crum, Texas. Okay. This giant warehouse, and they're making they're all the baits that they're going to sell in shirts and all that stuff. So now they have like they have a storefront. I mean, they've gone from video fishing on YouTube, where now they have a warehouse where they're selling all their baits and rods and reels and just all this different stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday was the grand opening of it. Now, if you go to this grand opening for the meet and greet, you can meet all their favorite fishermen, buy some stuff. At 5:30, they were going to play the Never Stop Tour videos, all of them in one big chunk at the showing. So if you wanted to see it all at one time, like a big movie, you could go to that and watch it. Or you could be like everybody else and wait till they come every week and watch one, you know. I thought that was really neat. I have never heard of anybody doing that to, like, you know, to kind of promote this YouTube show that's coming up and actually go, hey, if you guys want to see it before anybody else, come to this venue and watch it with us. And then I think that's cool. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a different thing than what the bands are doing.
It's
this
like
is actually like a movie,
kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, you can see the whole thing. I don't know. I thought that was really cool. Couldn't get out there to go see it, but I think it's
a good way to go about it, promoting.
I think that stuff is interesting. Just
it is,
you know, just have anybody. I mean, whether it's fishing or whatever it is. If you're like a YouTube person, you're like, okay, I'm gonna make a new series, and then you go out and you spend a month doing this one series, and then you're like, okay, we can all go to this theater and watch it together. Because usually YouTube is a very personal thing.
Do that with you and Zach's mini golf.
We totally could, but it's like nobody does. It's kind of
cool, though.
It's kind of a personal thing. You know what I mean? You watch videos on your phone. You watch videos at your house, on your computer when you're working, whatever. You're never in an audience with other people watching these things. So to watch a YouTube video and a group of people who like to watch the same kind of YouTube videos as you like seems interesting or entertaining. You know,
it's cool.
I don't know.
It's like going to the movies.
Yeah.
Well, it was really fun to sit around like at the show where you guys played, and they played the motor scooter video and the Phantom Miller video, and then the Mr. Wookie video. We're all standing around and we're watching these three videos, and it was cool to see the audience react to certain parts, and, you know, and then of course nobody there had seen the Mr. Wolfie video, so you could see kind of the reaction the first time you'd seen it with all these people. It was neat.
I wanted to go to that. Is that how it went out? Like everybody had their own video showing?
Yeah. Well, so it was Ian and Coffee Pot Productions did all 3 of those videos.
Oh, cool.
And so our video came out first, and then you know, back in April or whenever it was, and then the Gum Love video came out
for Phantom Metal,
just a couple months or like a month ago,
and
then the Garage video premiered that day, so they played ours first, and then the Gum Love.
Oh, cool! So it was like all Coffee Pot.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really cool.
We were all just standing around watching it. It was just kind of a neat.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
I missed out on that. I saw some highlights and photos from like online,
really
but man, that was cool.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool, and I thought it was really cool to see a video for the first time with a bunch of other people seeing the same video for the first time. I mean, I know it's called the movies. We've done it for for forever. We've done this, but it hasn't been done with YouTube videos, and I think that's.
But I mixed 2 of those songs, so you know, if you want Ian to make you a video, why don't you have me record your song?
Oh, there you go. So So what did you think about the ballot and stuff for the awards this year?
Yeah. Well, it's the second year in a row that I've gotten the email that says help us with the ballot, and I ignored it. I was like, what do I know? And it's like Eric emails me like suggest bands for the ballot since you do this in the Calle thing, and I was like, okay, I'll look over it. And like I have to like write in who I think is a good runner. So I ignored that, but like after looking at the ballot, I think it's pretty solid. I've heard people say it's the same bands every year when it's really not. I mean, that's the only bands we got, kind of sort of.
Yeah. I mean, very few people I think are getting left out, and the ones that are just aren't making noise.
They need to like start manning up and getting out on the scene and stuff. Yeah. That's the only way it can happen.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like they're getting bigger and bigger. The categories list the people on them,
and the new music's coming out good too. It's just like you have some bands that I never heard of before on the list, and bands that I knew would make the list, and like certain categories like jazz. I mean, I don't know much jazz,
right?
But I know like Eric probably does, or like Patrick or Steve or something. But like it was a good ballot. I think it was great. I totally agree with it. I think it was solid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was bad at all. I mean, it works. It's what it's going on. So I totally agree with the ballot. I mean,
I thought it was a good ballot this year too.
Me too.
But yeah, we always try to they send us ours, and we fill it out or whatever. But yeah, it's like stuff like when it comes to jazz, I just put a note in there and go, I don't really know. And so I'm not going to put anything down because I don't know. It's like I just don't know.
I feel awful about that.
Or if I know one, I'll just put one in.
They scattershot it to enough people that like there's a guy who knows nothing but jazz and has no idea who's in the punk scene. So that he's taking care of that, you know.
Right.
So yeah, next year just fill it out best of your abilities.
Definitely.
Yeah, even if you just put 2 or 3 down, or whatever.
I have to. I mean, I feel shameful. It's like, shame on me. Oh god.
No, I think it's fun. It's the kind of deal to where it's like I thought it'd be so cool to be involved with like the Fort Worth Weekly and be able to like get to help nominate people and do all this stuff. And then I guess it was my third year or fourth year that we've done it, and kind of like, oh, I got to do this again this year. It's it's a little stressful, and it's like 'cause I don't want to forget anybody, because there are some bands that I really like, but maybe like in 4 months it's like I'm really on to something else, and I just kind of forgot.
Right,
I'll think of them again later, just not in that moment, and I'll just, and then the ballot comes out, and I'm like, oh man, why didn't I forgot to nominate Henry the Archer or whatever, But no, it's cool. Like I said, there was a lot of bands on there that I was hoping that would be on there that were on there, especially like with the new bands. Yeah, and I think they really do just kind of want to celebrate as much local music as they can.
It doesn't matter who wins.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the categories are so big this year. They're just like, we got to put as many people on there because, I mean, more nominations means more people coming.
Yeah,
and it helps the scene.
Yeah,
and like it does feel overwhelming, but I think overall it does help the scene. It's like, these are the bands that not necessarily competing with, but these are my peers.
Yeah, exactly.
In the genre that I'm in, which
it's like a
gives more
Fort
attention
Worth music
to
prom.
Yeah. I love it. I always see it as like a network opportunity.
Yeah, it really is.
The awards are cool. You want to walk home with a trophy, but you also want to walk home with new friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Or fun stories about current friends getting thrown out on their head.
Oh, boy, that gif.
I've heard of some things. People get upset for not winning and make a ruckus.
I'm sure they do.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking, but I gotta go with it.
No, it's weird. The thing about just like anything else, as the musicians are just people who are different. Like every other group of people are different. You have some guys who really don't care. They're like, whatever I win, I win. Some people who really want to win. Some people think it's just stupid and they're too cool for school, or but there's all those different personality types and all these different bands. So it's just, you're gonna have that, because I know if I was in a band, it's like I'd want to be nominated. I'd want to at least be nominated. I think it'd be so awesome to win, but if I didn't win, it's like whatever, just to actually somebody recognizes that I'm in a band and it's in the paper
Yeah.
and I'm going to an awards and I'm there and it's, I'm
That's-
part of something that's, I
That's-
think that I would want to, some people are like, I don't care if I get nominated or not, or I think some people actually don't like to be nominated because now they have to play this musician game or whatever, like, but, I'd want to be. I think
it's
it'd be
great.
fun.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I was really excited this week to have, we got the FunkyTown podcast and my name in the paper in the Fort Worth Weekly.
Oh, right on.
For the
Yeah,
Garage Barrage.
And I've always wanted to have our name in there, but I wanted it just to be for nothing that we like. I don't want to like an interview or nothing like that. I just wanted us to be mentioned because we did something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I meant to save a copy of that one, but I didn't. I tried to keep all the ones that
I didn't get a caution.
that I get.
Copy of that, yeah.
Well, you probably have to get it now.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah, before Wednesday at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was because of the Garage Barrage thing, and
Well, that video was great.
the Mr. Wolfie video.
Mr. Wolfie video was awesome.
Yeah.
We totally take credit for discovering them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Right on.
the weekly credits is for it.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Ian and the Barrage they credited us for it.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I don't mean to say John and Ranger are the Barrage.
And Megan.
Yeah,
But,
and Megan, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, Ian was actually at our show on Friday. It was fun hanging out with him.
I know.
Yeah, that's cool. No, they were just some dudes that were just doing their thing, and I think somebody would have found them anyways because they're making these nutty records and putting them on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
So anybody could have found them.
Who would have found them?
I don't know, somebody at some point,
Well, they're making them some noticeable.
and then and then whenever you do put a spotlight on them, they don't fail.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, I mean, because anybody, you can put a band up and say, hey, I'm going to do a big article about you or whatever, and then you can make this big article about this band. People go to check out the band, and the band sucks, and it's like,
Well,
I mean, but they don't suck. They have to hold up their end of the part too. I can say they're great. Check out this band, but whenever they,
Yeah.
well, that's the whole
Be
part
good.
of being cautious about it. Like, if I were to write a story about someone in the Calle they asked me to, I'm like, well, send me your press release or send me some info. And like, do you even have this ready for media outlet stuff? Like, no, we don't. I'm like, well, okay, well, you should do that.
then get back to me.
It's like I've been having Bruce Magnus.
Mhm.
Like, they're a decent band. They kind of sound like Primus a bit, mainstream Primus. So I'm trying to work on a story for them for the next issue. But, at the same time, it's like they're new. They've got this really cool gimmick where they're like dressed in tennis suits or something.
Yeah, they're kind of like wrestlers.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look like wrestlers or something. So I'm trying to go for that, and they're not bugging me at anything. It's like, hey, did you get that photo that we sent you, stuff like that. And then I get people like hip hop artists, not hip hop artists, but EDM artists, electric dance music. And like, yeah, I just released this. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how to write about EDM. Like, it's like nice, it has a good beat, but I just don't know what to say about electronic music.
Sure.
Not your field of expertise.
It really
necessarily.
isn't.
Yeah.
If I were to say anything, I'll say, yeah, it has a cool beat. But I would go like more in the history of it, like where they played before, if they've ever been anywhere big on the map or anything like that. So that's different. Like, I guess I'd have to hire an EDM writer or something. But
Probably.
it's just different. I don't know how to go about that. Like, I did DJ a bit, like growing up and going to playing clubs and stuff. But yeah, this electronic music is, they have that whole stereotype where you just push a button and you're like, well, that's all they do. But it's a little bit more than that.
Well, I mean, somebody has to program it.
Oh yeah,
It has to come from somewhere.
if
You don't
anything,
just buy a machine and
if
hit
anything.
play.
For sure.
it's
No,
all
yeah.
set up.
I think you have to do psychedelics.
Probably more than likely.
Yeah.
And then sit down, put on your headphones, on tripping, and then listen to it, and then probably even write your review while you're still tripping.
Well, yeah.
In order to.
I'll have a voice recorder. Like,
Yeah.
This band is so amazing. Oh my god.
You can really hear the space in between.
It's like, knock me into my own trip of myself or something like that. But, it's just different like genres of music. It's hard to write for, especially if it's EDM. So
Let's see, it took me a long time to figure out what EDM was, and to me, it's like it's just techno.
Well, yeah,
It is
they
techno.
changed the name. in the
Yeah,
2000s.
you can't just change names on things, man. It's like,
well, they've got festivals called EDM Electric Daisy or whatever that came across.
yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah,
Yeah, Electric Daisy Music Festival, and yeah, that's like a whole riot of people on MDMA or something.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You know, it's like I can get into it. But when I was in my 20s
I
and
think
stuff,
they
it's like I was
like heavy metal turned into classic rock.
Oh wow!
I think they changed the name on a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, because nothing's heavy
yeah.
metal anymore. It's all these other different types of metal.
Metalcore.
Right.
And
If only some friends of ours would do a
Progressive metal.
podcast explaining the differences between all these genres of metal.
we don't know anybody like that.
No. Oh, well, someday.
Yeah. No, it's just weird because I don't understand the different genres of electronic music as far as like house and dub and trance and
Jungle.
Okay, is there a jungle? I didn't know there's a
Yeah,
jungle.
sure.
Okay.
Drum and bass.
So,
It's like
yeah,
they
drum and
have
bass,
their
yeah.
own genres. It's like,
Yeah, and
okay, well, that's cool. But
I know one of them kind of. I think maybe it's dub that kind of has like a reggae feel to it. It's
I
kind of
think
on the
so, too.
upbeat or whatever.
dubstep.
Yeah, I think that's what I
Yeah.
like.
I like breakbeats a lot. Like stuff that they played back in the day. Like you can, like on the streets, you'll see people breakdancing to it
Okay.
on cardboard slabs and like just breakbeat stuff. I spent a lot of that when I was growing in the music scene.
Did you have the cardboard that you do your backspins on and stuff?
No, I never did that. I
Oh,
played the
okay.
music, but I could cut some rug on the dance floor. Maybe not on cardboard, like spinning around in circles on my head or anything.
No, we didn't.
Kind of
I would
extreme.
love to see that.
No, that was
I've got some cardboard.
that was exactly my age, man. I'm telling you,
Wow.
I watched Beat Street
Yeah.
and I watched Beat Street 2, the Electric Boogaloo, you know, and we actually would go out and we would get cardboard and we would come and we'd write them up with markers and we would try to do backspins and do head
Oh,
spins
wow.
and do the caterpillar and all these different things. And
Did you ever
all
watch The
time.
Get Out on Netflix?
I
Or
watched
The
like
Get Down, I mean.
I think I watched like the first one, which was like 2 hours long, and was like, this is really good, but it was too much. I just couldn't.
I never finished it. They came out with the second season. I never saw it. But it was
Okay.
super good. But
Yeah.
all about that time period.
Yeah,
Right on.
that was really interesting. You know, that was a
The Get Out
Interesting
is a
time
very
period.
different movie.
Yeah. The Get Down is what I meant.
yeah, it was like the history of rap, like Brooklyn or whatever.
Yeah, but it was,
Cool.
highly stylized and fictionalized. And yeah, it was good. It was really, really
Dramatized.
well put together.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's all new to me. I don't know why I haven't heard it, but I have to check that out.
Yeah, it was a
Oh.
Netflix thing, I think.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Still is, I believe.
You want, for some reason, this has nothing to do with anything that we've talked about or ever talked about on this show. But for some reason, the other day I heard someone mention World War One, and I was just like, I don't know a lot about World War One. So I kind of went on to YouTube and watched like a little 30-minute video, kind of about the beginning of World War One and stuff, kind of how it started. And it showed like a little map of some of the battles, and I was like, okay, that was enough to get me interested. Where now I'm watching like this Amazon series. A documentary on World War One, and it's like it is the most fucking fascinating thing.
Yeah.
There's that one.
They Will Not Grow Old.
Is that what it is?
There's a movie called They
yeah.
Will Not Grow Old. It just came out. Peter Jackson directed
Yeah,
it,
and it's
he
all, like-
restored old footage and had voice actors, and it is brilliant. Rebecca and I saw it on her birthday.
Okay,
It is.
it's a movie.
And
Yeah.
it's about World War One, and Peter Jackson talks about it, and they tell like the story from a person perspective. They don't talk about battles. They don't talk about like things like that. Well, they talk about battles, but from the soldier's perspective, and it's really neat. I
cool.
wanted to chime in just there because
Yeah.
it's a really
movie
good
I was
movie.
talking about.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right on.
They
No,
Will Not
I'm
Grow
watching.
Old.
I'm watching a documentary. It's got like episodes, and I've already watched I think 5 episodes. Because I mean, it goes into. I mean, I've watched about the Ottoman War. Was it versus the Russians? Was it whenever Turkey and Russia were fighting each other?
God.
But it was like
You
all
call
these
my
different. It's
history
just like
book.
I mean, it's like I didn't know any of it. I didn't know the Austrian-Hungarian Empire and the Ottoman Empire, and I didn't know that there was an emperor over Germany in World War One. You know that everybody was Kaiser, and he has a shriveled up like baby arm or something. He's got a really weird.
So if you remember the episode of 30 Rock, that's what they're making fun of.
See,
Yeah.
didn't get that because I didn't know this
but
part.
now
You
you
know,
do, yeah.
and that dude was like cousins to King George and whoever was in charge of Russia.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Yeah, that was his cousin. They're all cousins.
That I just got a history lesson.
Well, that's just that's the way it was. So it was before states and countries. It was all just
Okay.
kingdoms and stuff, and it's like families that just ruled. I mean, the Austrian Hungarian Empire was just this family that just owned all this fucking land and owned the people. They were property to them. They weren't a state or a country that was their what they own, and it's just that was in 1914. This is 100 years ago.
It's the year my house was built.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
But it's just crazy
cool,
because that's what I'm doing. I'm watching this, thinking this was just over 100 years ago.
Right.
Whenever this happened,
Yeah.
happened. That we still had like all over the world kings and and emperors and
that was about the end of most of them.
Yeah, this was pretty much. Yeah, I think so. That seems to be the way it's
That's
going. Don't tell me how it ends. I don't know how it ends.
Well, the Russians pull
No
out.
spoilers. No spoilers.
The Russians pull out of the war
Oh, well, that's smart. Wow. Wait,
because
no,
they got busy fighting a civil war.
Oh, the Russian. Yeah, see, I haven't got to the Russian Revolution
Okay,
yet.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it.
Okay,
It
that
doesn't
makes
work
sense.
out well for the Tsars. I'll tell you that.
I haven't got to the submarine part of the U-boats and everything. Whenever
That's
Germany does
World
it.
War II.
Yeah, don't
No,
take
but they
any
use
sides.
they use the U-boat. They use them in. I think that's how America starts to get involved because they sank.
The Lusitania.
That was like in 1915 or whatever, and that was from a U-boat. So they were using them then. That's what I'm saying. This is like right on the brink of like modern warfare and like old school stuff. I mean, I think Britain invented the tank during this time, during World War One. They had cars, but no real trucks. They didn't have any way of transporting this big equipment, so they used horses to go across the desert or across the mountains, pulling these fucking big ass cannons and stuff. Behind them, and it's like they just see them marching like.
I remember there's some statistic on the number of horses that died in World War One.
Dude, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Some of them they were.
It's in the millions.
Yeah, it's got to be. Some of them they were.
I'll look it up.
They were eating them.
Oh, they ate
yeah.
their horses.
You
They
know,
ate
I
their
mean,
horses.
I mean, like
That
20 a
shit
day
got
because they ran out of
That's
some
understandable.
supplies and they were just having horse everything. You
Yeah.
know, but
That's understandable.
But yeah, no, it was just weird to me to see all the because I mean they had the big old cannons and the machine guns, but they were still had a cavalry.
8 million horses and countless mules and donkeys died
Oh,
in,
wow.
in the First World War.
Yeah, I mean they were
8 million.
They were just because they were just driving them until they fell.
Yeah.
You know, going across this land. I think 7 million
intense.
people died in World War One. I think it's still the most people that have ever lost in a war. I think it was more than World War Two.
Wow.
Sounds right, yeah.
And that was also the invention of like mustard gas and
Yes, this is the first
all
time they
those
ever used
chemical
chemical
warfares.
warfare. Yes, they didn't know any
They
of that
ended up
stuff.
banning.
You know, it's really interesting though. But it's like what a crazy world, and like we're over here just down to doing our own thing.
Yeah.
You know, doing whatever we were doing in 1914, 1915, building Joe's house apparently.
Yeah.
You know. And,
Building my house.
But no, it's weird. I mean, eventually we get into it, but I haven't got to the part. I think it's 1917 before we get into it.
Mhm.
That's cool.
So-
Yeah, I think so because we were only in it for like the last year of the war, so
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's the same year as the Russian Revolution. That's when the Russians said we can't fight this war. We're busy fighting each other.
Oh boy.
So
It's war anyway.
there's a little family rumor that the Russian Revolution. Apparently, my great grandfather was a duke in Yugoslavia, and he had a mansion. In the Russian Revolution, they ran him out,
Oh, really?
Oh,
and so
wow.
they moved to Italy for a while, and then they moved to Jersey, and then my parents moved to Texas.
Oh, cool. That's kind of nice.
So there apparently there's a mansion.
I can
over
see
there.
Zach looking a little
Right.
Russian,
Sure, yeah. A little Slavic.
especially with that beard, you know, stuff.
Well,
Close to
Xanatich.
that.
It's
Yeah.
a Slavic
That's kinda
name.
cool.
That hat right there, if you want to let Zach try it on.
Oh, I've pretty sure I tried it on.
Yeah, hat.
No, I don't know
cool.
anything.
I was
see,
just
I,
born
Such a
with
Russian
that hat on.
hat.
I don't know anything about that
Try
part,
it.
about that part of the world.
Definitely.
Yes, it does. Wait, hold on.
You fit
I
right,
can't do
yeah.
a Russian accent. Yes. This is my Russian accent. In Russia, hat wears me. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Podcast me? I don't.
That's
know.
me
I
Russian.
don't.
No
Oh,
one.
yes.
One of these days,
I
I'll
like
have
this.
to.
This is terrible.
We'll have to get a whole Russian history lesson from Joe.
Holy shit! Give me
And
give
part
me a
of it-
month to reread a bunch of stuff.
Part of that stuff because it's like Prussia was Germany.
Correct.
It's just I always thought Prussia was like Russia before it was Russia.
Isn't
It's
it
like
like the
pre-Russia.
It was the part of Germany between like next to France. So it's kind of in between France and Germany. It's actually where it's where we thought my family was from family rumors, but Ancestry says that we were Swiss. So,
Oh wow.
anyway, but I think Amanda's family's from about that area.
Well, Swiss is just below that.
Yeah, it's
isn't
on the
it?
other side.
Yeah, but I guess it's culturally different.
I see.
But yeah, a lot of German Catholics came over to the States, including both mine and Amanda's families. Just, I think it was like right around World War I when they, all that stuff broke out. And they came over here.
Yeah, I don't know why it was just in my mind to start watching this World War One documentary. I've seen documentaries about World War II. I don't know a lot about World War II, but I know what everybody knows. It's pretty well defined good and evil. There's a guy a bad man trying to take over the world, and we're trying to stop him. Pretty black and white. But World War One was a different kind of thing altogether. It was more about a positioning and land and growing kingdoms and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the old days, It's weird. It's just
Franz Ferdinand.
yeah.
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 And he wasn't even king yet. He was going to be king.
He was Archduke.
He was Archduke, and his dad, or whatever, Joseph, was king all the way through World War One. So whatever they were going to, because they thought that by killing him, it would maybe free the Serbian people or something. They thought there would be some kind of change, and that's the saddest thing in the world is whenever Austria-Hungary came into Serbia, and people just started running, the army and everything, and they just chased them out of their country. They all just fled. They just the army and everybody just fucking fled the country. They're like, we can't win. We're not going to even fight. They just left. People died leaving, in the middle of. And so wherever, I can't remember the other country they went to, it was just all these refugees of the Serbs or whatever. It's like, can you imagine just being run out of your country?
Yeah, it's happening right now in the Middle East.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being run out. I mean, just coming through, just and taking over, and then taking all the resources and sending it back home for the war effort and stuff.
Yeah. So this weekend, Fort Worth Weekly Music Festival.
It will be Sunday. Well, I've been watching this for a few days. I had nobody to really talk to. The 23rd of June, which will be Lady Lord's birthday. So if you see me in the wife out,
show you'll be at my show then.
Yeah, is it Henry Usher playing there?
Yeah, they're playing right before us.
Then we'll be at that show.
Good.
Wait, where's the venue at?
We're playing it Off the Record.
Okay, cool.
We play at 9. And
cool.
Henry the Archer's before us. I can't remember who else was
Cool.
there.
Well, Mass has got a good lineup.
Mass has a really good one.
No, every time it's my wife's
they're all good ones.
birthday or
are.
our anniversary or whatever, we always have to see Henry the Archer play.
Oh, cool.
So with her birthday being Sunday, wherever Henry the Archer's playing, we'll be there watching it for sure. So it happens to be the same venue that Joe's at. So
Oh, cool.
When are we going to have a family tradition where you come see us every year?
This Diana's thing. Man, I get in the car the other day and she's got Henry the Archer playing. I'm like, she still listens to this. I mean, we're doing this for 5 years and she's listened to that band for 5 years straight.
That's awesome.
It's good too.
So
Still.
before Henry the Archer is Mordecai the Zenith. For them, or for him, the Fibs, and for them, Big Heaven.
Oh, that's it.
And that's off
the
record.
record.
Nice.
Starting at 5.
Yeah, there's Republic Street Bar, Shipping Receiving, Shaw's Patio Bar and Grill, Twilight Lounge, Fort Worth. There's Main at Southside, the Chat Room, and the Boiled Owl.
Nice.
They're all bangers.
They'll probably have a shuttle.
This is time to
Oh
go
yeah, they're
out.
gonna have like 4
what
shuttles.
are
I think they said.
Oh wow.
Did you go last year, Johnny?
Yeah.
No, I did.
So you just,
it's really cool. You can go to one bar and watch a band play, and then you can walk outside, and they'll have a shuttle that comes back every 10 minutes or whatever, and you can jump on another bus, and it'll take you to another bar.
yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, all over town. They'll shuttle you all over town. You just be like, I'm going to Twilight, and then he'll probably pass a couple other places, then drop you off at Twilight. You keep going.
Oh my God.
And they'll have
I'm probably gonna Uber and then just shuttle around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shuttle costed him money.
No, it's free.
Yeah,
Oh, right
totally
on.
free.
Yeah, you just
Hell yeah.
go outside, man.
Thank you
it's
for
fun
it.
there and
Really?
jump on.
I think they do accept tips.
Oh, you have
But-
to totally tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's real cool. Now,
I'm
is
down
the
for
so is the show $5 and you get a CD, or is the show free?
No, the
and
shows
it's
are all free. If you want a CD, you just pay
$5.
somebody $5.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
It's so stacked. There's so many great.
That's just a lot.
I'm looking at it and it's just like, gosh.
Anybody else you want to spotlight? Or
Oh,
anything?
I mean, Meet Pango at the Republic Street Bar.
Oh, well, that's good.
Washed Up Rookies playing. Rex is playing.
Oh,
Clay
wow.
Prairie and Sweeney Baby. You guys are gonna have to tear me away from that at the Republic
That's a
Street
good
Bar.
set.
And I think this is the first year they used the Republic a street bar too. in
Yeah.
It
this.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shipping and receiving as the Royal Sons, Dagger Club, and Devi Vogue Machine, and Neptune Locals.
Wait.
I know I blasted through all those names.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah, this Jake Palashek at Vodio, Polydogs, Ansley, and Signals and Alibis at Twilight Lounge.
Wow.
I could just list them all off because it's all great.
I know, and it really
You almost have.
it does
These are
kind of
heavy
suck
hitters.
because
Who's
These are
playing at
heavy
the chat?
hitters.
The chat room is Sir Duda,
Oh, cool.
Joe Gorgeous, Joe Savage, a couple of Joes, Stone Machine Electric, and Ox Combine.
yep.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
what about the boiled out? Is
The
anybody
Boiled
playing
Out.
there?
Yeah, there's a few people playing there. Dead Vinyl, All Clean, Heater, Torn Up, and Namen.
That sounds
The
fun.
Yeah. No, man.
Oh,
I kind of
wow.
want to check that out.
And that's
What about Shaw's? Is anybody
Shaw's?
playing at Shaw's?
Oh, Shaw's is gonna be like an acoustic kind of country
Yeah, I kind of
night.
imagine that.
Squeeze Box Bandits,
Oh, wow.
Daryl Sellers,
Nice.
Nice.
cool guy, Gole, Levi Ray,
Wow.
and Riker Hall.
Man, that's
Yeah.
a good set.
Oh,
for
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
different. I have
You could go to
somebody-
any one place and just stay there all day long. It'd
Yeah.
be fine. I mean, you could just stay at Shaw's, or
You
you
have
could
a
stay at
different
Twilight,
list.
or any one of these bars. So
I like how they're kind of situated toward the venue.
Chillimundo's on that list.
Well, no, mine. If you're looking at the Facebook
This-
one,
yeah.
that's
It's
the
that
this is
one.
just the email that.
Oh,
Eric sent,
okay.
so
Oh, really?
subject to change from what I got, I guess.
I see.
yeah, no,
I don't know.
it can be kind of frustrating because you're like, oh, I want to see this band at this
Yeah.
part, this band at this part. I mean, it's all this good stuff happening at
I
the same
know.
time. It's like, yeah, because oftentimes I'm gonna go to one place and just stay there all day, but you can't.
But you miss out on everybody.
I know
else.
you were like,
yeah.
so you got to go to these, and the little shuttle runs are half of the fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always get the booklet that they give out,
Mhm.
and then I circle who I'm going to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
That's
I'm
smart.
like,
Makes
I want to
sense.
see this.
So it starts
I've
at
never
5?
had the joy of getting to hop around. We always kind of have to go to the venue we're at. If we can walk to another one, we will.
Or
know.
you're well, you able
This
to
time
go
we
to
can
Bold
go.
Out
Yeah, we
list.
can go up and down Magnolia a little bit.
Yeah.
but-
So it starts at 5. That's the first bands are at 5.
Yep, 5 to 9. Oh well, 5 to 10.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Last band plays at 9.
Get on that shuttle.
Yeah, it's
take
cool.
Take me there.
Yeah, just find your parking spot.
Right.
You probably park wherever you parked here earlier.
Probably. I can't remember.
You can
where I
always,
parked.
yeah, you can always park. You can always park at my house and walk down. There.
Okay, cool.
It's not that close. He makes you think that it's close, and then you're like walking for 20 minutes. You're like, dude, we're
Well,
almost
yeah.
fucking there. And he's like, dude, we're like halfway.
We're almost there.
It's a 10-minute walk. It's a 10-minute walk. We're 6 blocks. We're 8 blocks from Magnolia.
It feels a
Yeah.
lot further when you actually start walking. So that's cool. It'll be fun. And we'll be out there hopefully podcasting.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And so we'll probably all running around with phones or recorders. See what we can come up with. Now, where can they find the
Okay.
magazine?
So, mostly Fort Worth area. We've got a chat room. See a Voca off 7th and in Magnolia. Main at Southside. Doc's Records and Music. And let's see where else.
I feel like I've seen it.
Lola's.
Kind of random spots too, though.
We have our certain spots. If you go on to our Facebook page, we'll have a whole distribution chart map there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Some big ones.
And
in
it's
Fort Worth.
ENLACALLE.
That's it.
Right.
Yep.
In La Callè.
Oh.
All right. And when's it come out? Is it Tuesdays?
Well,
Wednesdays?
we're probably gonna print this. Well, once people hear the podcast, it'll probably be out already.
Yeah, because we'll have
on
this
the
up
street.
Tuesday, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, it'll be out by then.
All right.
Yeah, so Tuesday,
And it's
Sure.
monthly?
monthly magazine. Yeah, so yeah, we have a good setup this time. Got Bandoliers on the front cover. Had a whole very long, extensive interview with 3 of the members, like Josh. Forrest Crook wrote that and interviewed them. We couldn't fit the whole interview on the print, so we had to like tag, say, go online and for the whole interview.
Yeah.
It's extremely long.
So there is like an online version available?
Oh yeah,
So you can go back and see past
Yeah, it's at
episodes, or episodes.
www.enlacalleonthestreet.com.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're on Instagram too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's where I first noticed you was on Instagram.
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram's great for stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get noticed more than on Facebook. Like I publish some stuff on Facebook shows and stuff, but we don't get as much attention as we do on Instagram. So yeah. Yeah.
Right on. So are you going to be out there next Sunday?
Oh, see what happens. So,
Just to come out
Be
there with
fun.
a camera, maybe bring.
I have
bring
Amy
waffles.
Tate. I have Amy Tate that's going to help out with some photos.
Oh yeah,
She mentioned something.
she might be there. See
yeah,
the
she
or so.
should, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can make something happen. We at least get somebody on
Yeah.
on camera. So yeah, it should be fun.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so we'll play one more song off the Frequencies Volume 10. It's Chillamundo.
Yeah, I'm excited about this song.
Yeah, AM. Yeah, I was telling him, it's like, when we saw them, I made a video and I had a bunch of recordings, and they did the song that night.
Yeah.
And so I've got a video recording of it, and I was using some video from that recording for something else, but I kept hearing that song over and over again. I was like, this is a great song. And then I got in my car, and my Bluetooth will automatically hook up to it and just go to Apple Music or whatever and start playing music, and it started playing AM. I'm like, this is that song. And I looked it up, and it was a Denver Williams song.
Yeah.
But I was listening to it for like a month or two, like almost every day. Like, just I love this song. And then to find out that they were redoing that song for the Chillamundo, for the Frequencies, was real cool.
This is incredible. I have a story about this song. I've always like kind of had this time of the night where I would stay up. Everybody else is asleep. I'd be alone in front of my computer. It's dark. That's the computer light is the only light. And then I'd play that song in my big headphones, and it really hit me hard.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, that's one of those songs. It's like, oh my God, you can only listen to it at 2-3 o'clock in the morning when everybody else is asleep. It's a weeknight probably,
Right.
And oh my God,
it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Thank you, Denver,
for
doing this.
And this is a really good version of that. You know, it's probably better than better than the version, because he has Caleb and
Neil
and
Nick.
Yeah.
Nick. All right, so let's check it out, and then come and see us next Sunday.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, we'll be around.
All right.
Yay.
All right, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Later.
Push a boat into the stream, live in the water underneath. Push a boat into the stream, push yourself into a dream. A dizzy message phone I'm picking up on stereo, and I'm alone. It's a buzz inside my head. The dizzy message phone I'm picking up on stereo, and I'm alone. It's the buzz inside my head. Saying I wait. It's AM and I wait. It's AM and I wait. It's AM and I wait. Found my sheep or sold, all my sleep I stole, all the drugs I know. I'm creeping on, it's the buzz inside my head. Found my sheep or sold, all my sleep I stole, all the drugs I know. I'm creeping on, it's the buzz inside my head. Saying and I wait. It's AM and I wait. It's AM and I wait. It's AM and I wait. Well, dizzy message phone I'm picking up on stereo, and